The question of the century has arrived not too long ago. This would have Aristotle and Socrates stumped, and it's been in debate ever since it came out. The question is, who would win, 100 men or one gorilla? I know, that question is crazy. Now, people have been divided on this topic severely. I've seen it everywhere on Instagram, most of whom would say that the gorilla would win, showing videos of people talking about it, saying like the gorilla would rip humans limb from limb and break their arm with a single flick. I even made a poll on my Discord server asking my members on who would win, with the votes actually being split in the middle. My friend asked my history teacher who would win in this instance, with my teacher saying 100 men. I asked my chemistry teacher, and she said the 100 men would win. And I had the teacher ask everyone in my psychology room who would win in this instance, and most people said that the 100 men would win, with some people here and there saying that the gorilla would win. Now, this is a huge dilemma between man and gorilla. Now, what do I think? Now, contrary to what a lot of people might think, especially since I have a gorilla lamp right here, I do believe that the 100 men would win, and it's not even close. Now, let's look at the statistics for both parties. For this scenario of man versus gorilla, we're going to be looking at the averages. For an average man, they're about 5 foot 7.5 inches worldwide, with the US being 5 foot 9 inches, which hurts my soul to learn about. They're 200 pounds. Now, the 200 pounds is the average for US citizens, unsurprisingly, with our punch force being between 120 and 160 psi. Now, for the gorilla, on average, they can range between 5.6 to 5.9 feet, standing upright, which is about the average for a human. Now, they can weigh between 300 and 500 pounds, with their bite force being 1300 psi. Now, their punch force can be between 1300 psi, which is the same as their bite force, but it can be upwards to 2700 psi. That is an insane difference. The gorilla easily solos a single human. Although they can overpower a human, can they overpower 100 of them? Here's the biggest stat that changes everything. Endurance. Humans are one of the top endurance animals, if not the top. Dean Karnazes, I don't even think I pronounced his name correctly, he ran 350 miles without stopping once. Now compare that to a gorilla. Gorillas tire very quickly compared to humans. They're only used to short bursts of energy. I've seen plenty of videos of gorillas fighting each other for like 5 seconds and then walk away right after. Now, more realistically, after watching all of these videos, the maximum they can fight up to is like 30 seconds at most, and then they just stop after that. So in the end, endurance will win. A couple of people will die, definitely. I'm gonna say like 15 to 20 people, but the gorilla will get tired of throwing a tantrum eventually and will exhaust himself. Now, a lot of these people think that all the humans are just standing in a line waiting to be executed by this gorilla. In that case, the gorilla will most likely win. But it's 100 dudes attacking the gorilla at once. There's no way that the gorilla would win. People are out here thinking that the average gorilla has Sharingan eyes and all the Infinity Stones. This is not King Kong, bro. Now, to make it a bit more fair, maybe a gorilla would win against 20 to 30 men, maybe, as long as none of them were me. Because if you put me in that cage with that gorilla, I'd come out a father. A lot of people are also arguing that the gorilla ripping people apart limb from limb would have psychological effects on the other humans, and that definitely is true. But those men are only getting out of there if they eliminate that gorilla. So at some point, they'd have to be like, okay, we cannot let this happen to all of us. So we have to strategize on how we're gonna take this gorilla out. And that's another thing. The men could come up with a plan to eliminate that gorilla. Gorillas can't do that because they got monkey brains. All they know what to do is to smash stuff and to scream. Alternatively, if we were to get 100 average men and one average gorilla, and they were determined to eliminate the other party, the humans would still easily win. It's not even a competition. The gorillas being slimed out. Now let me ask another question. Pat God or gorilla, who would win? Actually, no, that's a dumb question. Pat God would easily win. Okay, what about LeBron James or 100 gorillas? Answer down in the comments. Now to test this out, I'm going to be simulating this battle on Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. And since it has Totally Accurate in this name, you know this is the real deal. I actually have to read download tabs because I don't even have the game, right? We need to make it a circle, right? And then we put the gorilla in here, and then we get a bunch of clubbers, because like clubbers are like men. So we just put them around here, and that's it. All right, 100 men versus one gorilla. Who's gonna win? Begin. Wait, how do I do this? Oh, it's this button. I didn't see that. All right. Oh. Oh. Dang. Bro, half of them are gone. Right? Dang. 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 There's one left. How much health does he have? Wait. Oh. The gorilla one. Are we for real? Okay, so I made it a little more realistic. So each ice giant represents a human. So I think this ratio is pretty good. It makes sense. So let's see what happens. Okay. How much health does that gorilla have? Dude, he's killing the ice giants. How much health does he have? Okay, see, so clearly the men win. So that officially ends the debate, because I said so. Humans easily win against the gorilla. Gorillas can only crash out for a couple of seconds and then practically go into hibernation, whereas humans have way more endurance and can outlast a gorilla. A lot of humans will die, I would say about 15 to 20. So in conclusion, humans on top. I'm not even sure why that's the debate. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Peace.